In 1959, a Raisin in the Sun named Lorraine Hansberry, the first Black woman to have a play on Broadway. She was 28 years old. The success created a literary star, but her life and her story was much more multifaceted. Lorraine Vivian Hansberry was born in 1930 on Chicago's South Side, the youngest of 4 children. Her mother was a school teacher, her father was a successful real estate broker, and the founder of the Lake Street Bank, the first Black-owned bank in Chicago. Hansberry grew up in a home that welcomed activists and artists like W.E.B. Du Bois, Langston Hughes, and Paul Robeson. In 1938, her family moved to a white neighborhood and faced a violent racial backlash. The conflict resulted in Hansberry versus Lee, a Supreme Court case that the Hansberrys won by default. The case helped challenge established racial bias when it came to housing. Of her childhood, Hansberry later said that her home life was formal, unemotional, and lonely. Instead of following the family tradition of going to a Black college, she went to the University of Wisconsin-Madison. She studied art, turned to writing, and dropped out after 2 years, moving to New York. Hansberry married Robert Nemiroff in 1953. They had met in New York at a political rally protesting the execution of Julius and Ethel Rosenberg. Their marriage lasted for 9 years. Even after their divorce, they remained close, working as collaborators. Publicly, Hansberry was a fierce critic of racism and capitalism, but more privately, she wrote and explored the pleasures of being a lesbian. Using the initials of her name, she wrote to The Ladder, the first national lesbian magazine published by the Daughters of Bilitis. In these writings, she pushed for political engagement from lesbians and criticized the tendency of some gay groups like the Mattachine Society to conform for acceptance. She wrote with clarity about homophobia, saying, "Homosexual persecution and condemnation has its roots not only in social ignorance, but in a philosophical, active, anti-feminist dogma." In her journals, she wrote about depression, isolation, and the difficulty of navigating her sexuality as a Black woman in mid-century America. In October of 1964, as she battled cancer, her final play, The Sign in Sidney Brustein's Window, opened on Broadway. Lorraine Hansberry died on January 12, 1965. She was only 34 years old. In one of her last journal entries about her sexuality, she wrote, "As for this homosexual thing, I'm committed to it, but its childhood is over. From now on, I actively look for a woman of accomplishment, no matter what they look like. How free I feel today. I will create my life, not just accept it." What a beautiful enunciation of queer liberation before it was fully on its feet. You might have already admired Lorraine Hansberry, but now you have even more reason to adore her. Please share and subscribe to the channel.